I've already taken this one out of the cardboard package, so I'm just going to open it. And each one of these packages has a notch at the top somewhere, so you don't have to have any special tools to open it. You can just pull it up straight down. And each one of our nail packages comes with 2 strips of 8 different sizes. Okay, so that's to illustrate that. And as I mentioned, I'm going to use this one with the ribbon on it as my accent nail. So I'm going to take both of them and put them aside. And I'm going to use one of them on my ring finger. And I'm going to cut it in half and use it on 2 fingers. And then I'm going to use the other one on my pointer finger. So I'll show you how to do that. Get this remote out of the way. We don't need that. And then I'm going to go ahead and open this package of Only in Vegas. And you'll notice some of the packages open like an envelope long ways. Some of them open the short way. And some of them are even smaller, about like this wide. And there's nothing different other than the packaging. Everything inside is still the same. Color Street has just gone through a couple of different variations of packaging, and the one that they've settled on for now is one that is more cost effective in saving cardboard and producing less garbage. So don't worry if you get a package that looks different than what I'm using in this example. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and use excuse me, this alcohol swab. So what comes in a package, every package, is an alcohol swab, a nail file, of course your nail strips, and then there are instructions inside on how to apply the nail strips, okay? All right, so here we go. I'm going to rub the alcohol swab on all of my nails, and the reason why we do this is to remove any oils, lotions, soap residue. I did wash my hands before I got started. I just removed the polish that I had on earlier today, and I put on a cuticle treatment to soften and remove some extra cuticles. So I want to make sure that I get all of that residue off of here so the nails stick better. Okay, so this is an important step, so try not to forget that. And I'm just going to use this envelope as my little garbage collection. I don't really use this file until maybe the next day. Some people like to use it to file off the end of the nail strip. So I will demonstrate how to do that. So let me take this plastic cover, and you may find that some of these nail files are in different packaging as well, and they come in fun different colors and designs too, so they're kind of fun to collect and see which ones you're going to get. All right, each one of these packages has the name of the color on the back, so you may choose to open it from this side because I'm going to preserve my leftovers. So I know what colors are which, so I don't need to worry about the name of the nail strip, but you may want to open it from the other side, so when you preserve it, if you choose to preserve it, you can find the name very easily and you don't have to wonder what it is. Okay, so I'm going to take these out, and I'm just going to put the cellophane packaging aside because they will go back in there later. All right, so first thing I'm going to do is size up which ones I'm going to use on which fingers. And you can see all the different sizes, and they are double-ended, and some of them are different sizes on each end, and some of them are the same size on each end. And double-ended just means that you can do like I'm going to do on most of my fingers, and you can use one strip for 2 nails. And like I said, I will be demonstrating how to do that. And I'm just sizing up which ones I want to use on which fingers. So I'm going to do my ring finger and pointer finger with the ribbons. And then for my thumb, I will pull that one off. And most of the time I can't get a thumb on both, but we're gonna see how it works, okay? And I had somebody today say to me that they applied their nail strips last night and they did a terrible job. And so most of us think that, oh my gosh, I'm gonna have to take my nail strips off with polish remover and start all over again. But actually you can just put a second layer of the nail strip on and cover up any blemishes, any mistakes, and nobody will know the difference. So please know that you can double layer these, okay? All right, so each strip comes with a plastic cover, and notice how there is a purple tab, and that helps you pull off the plastic cover. And then each nail strip has a silver tab. So I'm going to pull that off as well. And what I like to do is I like to use what's called the anchor method. So I'm going to turn it sideways and I'm going to stick it back on the same side of the paper I just pulled it off of. And it's shiny. If you stick it on the dull side, it will stick too much and you'll never get the strip off. So make sure you stick it on the shiny side. I'm going to pull the tab off. I don't need that. And I'm using the smallest strip on my pinkies, but I'm using the widest end, okay? It is a very small strip. It doesn't work for everybody, but it works on my pinkies. So I'm going to put it just above my cuticle. All right, and I don't like where it's placed, so I'm going to pull it up just a little bit and I'm going to move it over. Okay, so I'm moving it over. I can see too much of the edge of my nail. There we go. All right, so see how I have that placed? And then I'm going to take off the paper, and I'm not going to use the other side of this one. It just doesn't work on my pinkies. The other side is just way too small for my pinkies. So now that I have it in place and I know I'm not going to move it again, I'm just rubbing it in and pushing it down and getting it into all the nooks and crannies on my nails. And I'm going to pull it a little tight, not too much. They are delicate. And I'm going to fold it over the edge. And I like to put it over the top of my nail, kind of like when you're at the nail salon and they paint over the top of your nail. That's what I'm doing. I'm going to move this closer because it's kind of hurting my back to stretch a little bit. Okay, so what I want to show you is how to use this to trim the excess off. So what you're going to do is you're just going to go straight down. I'm not really rubbing that hard. You don't want to go back and forth because you don't want to tear the nail strip that you have on your nail. The idea is just to put a perforation in what you already have on. And then once you file it enough, it should just pull clean off, and there is your nail. And then here is the part that came off. It's all crinkled up and stuff, but that is garbage now. Okay, so not too bad. So let's do the other pinky, and I'm going to use the other pinky strip is what I call it. It's super tiny, like I said. So pull off the plastic tab. That was the hardest thing for me to remember when I first got started. And then you're going to pull the silver tab like that. We're going to turn it and anchor it. And the reason why I choose to anchor it is because I know I'm going to be touching the nail strip. I know I need to hold it and position it. And if I have it on the paper, then I'm not really touching the sticky part of the nail strip. Maybe I am just a tiny bit, but I'm not getting any fingerprints on it. I'm not taking away from any of the stickiness, and it won't get stuck on my finger. All right, so I'm going to pull the tab off. Be very gentle as you're pulling the tab off, especially with the glitters. They can get very delicate. So you want to just be very gentle and careful. All right, so I'm going to put it on my pinky, just above the cuticle. If you get it on the cuticle, that's okay. You can trim it off. As a matter of fact, that one is on my cuticle. I'll show you how to fix that. I'll leave it there so I can show you how to trim that pretty easily. And I'm happy with the rest of it, so I'm going to go ahead and pull the paper off. There's a little wrinkle, so I'm just going to, again, pull it a little tight, not really putting a lot of force into it because it is delicate. All right, so I'm going to push it into place. I'm going to fold it over the edge. Actually, I'm going to kind of tuck in the corners a little bit and then push it over the top. And normally how I trim my nails, since I told you that I don't use this, is I usually take my finger and I stick it up under my fingernail and I just perforate it with my thumbnail. So I tell you all of this so as to give you some other tip into do your thumbnails last. They are going to be your best tool in putting the nail strips on. And you don't want to put a nail strip on your thumb right now, because if you had something on there while you're trimming all of this excess off of your other nails, then you're going to mess up what you just put on. So put it on last. My cousin was just telling me that she put some nail strips on and she forgot and put her thumbs on first and messed them up. So, but that's okay. Like I said, you can put another strip on top of it and nobody will know the difference. You don't even have to take it off. All right, so I've got this one on the cuticle just a little bit. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my thumb just right above the cuticle and I'm going to push, and I actually rock it back and forth a little bit while I'm pushing down, again, just to create a perforation. And then I should be able to pick up, can you see that? The rest or the excess of the nail strip. And now it's off of my cuticle. So the reason why you don't want to put it on your cuticles is because it will cause that annoying ledge that gets stuck in your hair and pulls and tugs on your hair while you're trying to wash and shampoo and all that stuff. So, all right, there we go. So I'm going to show you now how to use one nail strip on 2 fingers. So I'm going to take, again, the plastic strip off. I'm again going to pull from the silver tab, and I'm going to turn it sideways to anchor it back onto the paper. Still doing everything the same. I'm pulling off the tab very gently, and I'm going to put that aside. All right, so I'm going to put that back on the paper right there. All right, so what I'm going to do again is place it onto my nail right above my cuticle. Make sure that I'm happy with where I have it placed. And I'm going to pull the paper away, and I'm going to put the paper right here. And I'm going to push the nail strip into place and kind of pull it tight just a little bit. Not too tight. I do not want to tear it. And I got my scissors handy. And I'm going to turn my hand over, and I'm actually going to cut the nail strip while it's on my finger, and I'm going to cut it so I'm leaving just a little excess above my nail so I can do the tuck under and put it into place. And I'm putting the other side of the nail strip back onto that paper that I put down, and make sure you put it on the shiny side so you can get it back off. And then I'm going to rub this into place. All right. So again, pushing it into all the nooks and crannies, pushing it over the top and tucking it in, and making sure that I get rid of any excess here. I'm going to stick my thumb under my nail. My nails are a lot shorter than what they normally are. I have been moving around a lot of stuff in my apartment. I actually had a little bit of an issue with some water coming into my apartment this last Sunday. My neighbor decided to try and and mount a TV on the wall and drilled right into the sprinkler system. So 6 of us have water damage in our apartments now. So I've been was moving stuff out of the way, putting stuff on my balcony. It was not a fun Sunday last week. Okay, so I got a little excess on the side here that I'm just smushing my thumbnail to trim the excess nail strip away. So again, the idea is just to to perforate it, so then you can easily and gently pull it away without tearing it. Okay, there we go. 2 nails down. And let me do the other side just to demonstrate to you how to do it. So you can see it is a half a strip. And I'm just going to again place it on my nail right above the cuticle. Okay. And then I'm just going to pull off the strip. Now it's garbage, and push this into place. Tuck it into all the nooks and crannies. Make sure it's all stuck down. Tuck in the corners on the top. Push it over my nail. And trim underneath with my thumb to get the excess. And then trim along the sides to get the excess. Very carefully. I'm making very small moves because I don't want to tear the strip, and when I pull it off, I want it to come off in like an even peel, if you will. Now, you could use other tools like these cuticle pushers to help if you needed to. I like the beveled edge of this one. I like the orange stick or the wooden stick because it makes a sharper cut, and I'm making just like super, super tiny movements up as I perforate it, and then I'm just going to peel it away. And again, notice how I'm using my thumbnail as my best tool. So again, do your thumbs last. And that just looks like that's dry skin. Yes. So we don't want to peel that away. I'll trim that later. Okay. So 2 nails done. So I'm going to do the rest of my nails. I don't want to make this video any longer than it is because it's already 20 minutes long. But I just wanted to show that to you. If you have any questions, please feel free to comment below and ask me. You can PM me, you can text me, or you can call me, or you can email me. Okay? All right, you guys. Have a good night. Thanks for watching. See you soon.